We're back. He got it, didn't he?
I didn't think Bronchitis Billy was going to be able to get it out of his gullet there.
Here we go. Let's try it again. We are back. It is episode 99 of the Metal Roundtable. I am Metal Rob, and with me, as always, is the great Carcass John
and
Scott. Bridge over troubled waters. And oh, how troubled they are. But my waters are not troubled because I am drinking Liquid Death mountain water. We bought a most fun.
And I'm drinking Path water.
Tap water.
Path.
Oh, man.
Path.
Cheers.
Refill, not
Cheers.
landfill.
Oh.
And anyway,
so
we're all drinking on air. Who'd have thunk it?
We have a lot, man. Let's catch up a couple of things. First of all, let's do the normal things that we do. What the hell does your shirt say? Hang on.
I would figure, I know one of you knows what it says, but I figured you probably remastered it, so.
Oh, Molar.
No.
Isn't it?
Yes.
M-O-H-L-E-R, Molar.
Molar.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it said Mohica. Never mind.
I did. It's Molar.
It's Molar. Yep.
Mohica.
But trust me, they're brutal. I did not expect it.
Nice. That shirt's a gift, is it not?
Yes, it is.
Nice. Who gave you that?
That would be the Scott Bridge Over Troubled Waters.
Oh, he's so sweet.
And he included the CD, which I just cracked open and listened to right before we went on, and holy cow.
Hey, what has two thumbs and doesn't have the CD?
Well, you're going to want to reconsider this because this is like slam death metal. This is brutal.
I'll talk to the guy at the label and see what
your posers, your hair metal self may not be able to endure. Hey, thanks, Mel. Yeah, I was so far under the weather last week that I couldn't even. I couldn't justify being on. I would have made it would have been a bad scene.
Oh man,
I would have been a putrid pile like another great band.
Last week you were where I am kind of right now. I'm coming out of it now, but man, it's been 4 days of just, oh man, I just feel like crap. And then the coughing started, which is always exciting. And so now I'm backing it up with a 10 on a 10 scale allergy attack, which is stoked. So, oh, hey, there we go. Just like normal. So
shocking.
Oh, there he is.
Potato Fry 1 2 3. He gets the medal up. He's the first one in the barn usually, and so mad props to him.
Yeah. I want to do some shout outs real quick. I hope you guys have some shout outs too. First of all, today on episode 99, we are going to talk about the unfortunate passing of Johnny Solinger. The late, great Johnny Solinger was in Skid Row. We'll get to that. And also, we are going to talk about the state of metal and is it back to normal? And we've all got some thoughts on that. So, without further ado, I would like to start the shout-outs, and I will start them out like this. First of all, these things that I'm about to show you guys are from viewers. How about that? I keep looking at the screen like that's the camera. I'm not a professional. So these are from viewers that I got in the mail this past week. So this is pretty cool. This is from Mark Chaos over in Australia, in Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. And he sent me, and I have just checked out moments before the show. First of all,
what?
Cemetery Urn.
Dude, they're brutal.
It is fantastic blackened thrash.
Death metal.
So that will have a nice spot, unless one of you guys talks me out of it, but
I'm going to talk you out of it.
I knew you'd be after it. But he also sent
Do you send
his
any
band.
Twisted Fate tracks? There. Hey, that cover looks awfully familiar.
There you go.
Yep.
Now wait a minute. Am I figuring something out here on the fly? Did you do this?
I did the gold and orange and whatever. I didn't do the red one.
Oh, cool. Yeah. When I saw this, I was like, man, that looks like a Carcass joint right there.
That would be. In fact, I got a guitar upstairs that has got the wrap on it. I just need him to show up and play so I can just hand it to him.
So, yeah, Twisted Fate, couple of CDs from Mark Chaos Massacre
in Melbourne.
Yeah, stoked to get these. I listened to these just a couple of minutes before we started the show because I literally just sat down at my desk finally. So I've had these for a few days, but this is really cool, raw sounding, kind of black thrash, death metal, all kind of mixed up in there. But man, these are really good. Congrats on a couple of solid releases, brother. I'm going to dig these a lot.
Yeah, he's a riff writing son of a gun.
Oh, yeah.
And Matt Crossingham, a.k.a. Matt Belligerent, who also plays in Cemetery Urn, did the drums on those. And he's
so there's the tie-in with Cemetery Urn. Okay.
He's the Gene Hoglan of Australia. That guy is a machine.
All right. Let me make sure I'm not showing his address or anything here. But also from Steve Wolfram, Metal Mayhem 777 is how we know him. It's funny because I'll get stuff and it's like, this is from who? And I don't know their real name. I only know Metal Mayhem 777. So anyway, there's the note he included. And we have I cannot read this, man. I tried. The Glorious something. Hang on. There's some cool stuff in here. First of all, this was included. Scott, I believe you've seen that before.
Yep.
I believe you've also seen this.
Yep.
And I'll bet you've certainly seen this.
Yep.
And I'll bet you've seen this. So there's some cool stickers he sent me. But this disc helped me out. Hang on, I'm sorry. It's the Glorious Dead. I can see it now. Just like that.
You've had plenty of practice reading unreadable logos.
I know. So I'm looking forward to digging into this a little more from Steve, also known as Metal Mayhem 777. But we're not done. Because also in that same package, hang on, I'm losing stuff off screen here. Exarsis.
Ooh, they rip.
Oh, yeah? Familiar?
Oh, gosh. They shred, dude.
Okay. On MDD Records.
They sound reminiscent of early Exodus, except faster.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They rip. Good band.
So I got that. I'm pretty stoked about that. Have not heard these yet. And then he sent me two, I think, by the same band here. I'm not sure. Scream of the Guillotine. Isn't that Sardonyx?
That is, yes, Tom Denlinger from Sardonyx. That was a solo project he did.
Okay. And he also sent me this.
Sardonyx.
Sons of the Kingdom. I have not heard either one of these. So
Sons of the Kingdom is their last album they put out.
Okay. So I'm looking forward to that. So to Metal Mayhem and see, I've dropped my notes everywhere. Production value. Metal Mayhem 777 and Mark Chaos Massacre. You rule. Thank you very, very much. Who are you boys shouting out today?
What's John holding up there?
Exarsis.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, this is their first one, The Brutal State. So these guys shred. You'll really dig them. Yes.
Oh,
I have,
okay.
I have
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
Japanese copy. Okay. Well, as I've done several times before, I have a confession to make to the world, or at least to the people that are listening. I used to give you in particular, Mr. Hair Metal Rob, I used to give you particular grief about the early Panteras. I must admit, I have come around the corner on those things. Not so much Metal Magic. That's still kind of a dumb record with the dumbest album cover, maybe in the top 10 of the dumbest ever. But man, I Am the Night and Projects in the Jungle, absolutely, they're pretty dang good, man. So I admit it. All those years that I've sworn those records off, and now I'm on the hunt for them. I have I Am the Night, thanks to the Great Born Late Records in Fort Worth. And I'm looking for Projects in the Jungle. Somebody has those files for me, I think. But anyway, so shout out to Born Late Records for having exposed me to that, because I had no choice. They were blaring it over the public system there, and it was kind of cool. And have you ever heard of 20 Bucks Spin, that record label?
Yes.
Man, they have some killer brutal stuff. I've got some tapes from them, not the least of which is the new Osterarium, which is just brutal, brooding, atmospheric, heavy death metal. And I got a tape from them this week called from a band called Vastum that also did a split with Blood Incantation. So shout out to them, man. They have some really cool stuff. The prices are decent. They really pack stuff well, and I mean, you order it, like I ordered some stuff off of Discogs, and it was here in like 3 or 4 days. Nice. And so anyway, shout out to them, and shout out to you, Scott, for sending me this Molar, because it's brutal. Now that I look at it, I'm like, how did I think that was Mohica? But anyway, that being said, and you know what? Shout out to everybody that always shows up and watches this thing every week. Mm-hmm. Man, I'm pretty amazed that as we approach episode 100, and we're still working on some guests and some other things, how this all started, and we'll talk about it on that 100th episode. But it's pretty cool that people still follow us. So shout out to everybody out there. Appreciate it. It's pretty awesome. And that's all I have.
Yeah.
What say you, Scott?
I got a cool package in the mail from my buddy Bill Bafford. He hit up Record Store Day and picked up a few things that I couldn't. The Heaven and Hell picture disc. Move over a little bit, which I thought was really cool.
Thanks.
It is cool.
And Mob Rules picture disc.
Might as well get them both while you can, right?
Oh yeah.
See, and that's kind of like the Pantera thing. It's like a tale of two bands. Well, those two are iconic, but it's like a tale of two Black Sabbaths.
Yep, right. Brilliant. Anyway. And then the St. Valentine's Day Massacre picture disc.
Oh, Motorhead killer.
10-inch Motorhead Girl School. So I got those from Bill. So shout out to Bill Bafford for hooking me up. Actually, shout out to Carrie Bafford, because I'm sure she's the one who picked him up, because she goes with him to Record Store Day and he grabs his stuff and she grabs mine. So, but I was on vacation, not last week, but the week before last, and I was in South Carolina, and I don't usually buy, t-shirts from places I'm visiting on vacation, stuff like that. But I went into this one little store and I found a couple of cool patches, man. So I was like, I had to grab that.
Of course.
So that's my one of my two. Here's the other one. One of my two souvenirs from my vacation. And then finally, one more thing I want to show this one, because this is my buddy Rick's band. Rick passed away in 2016, and we've been trying to get this thing out for years. But this is the Combat Faith In Your Faith CD that Rob and I had a hand in putting this out as well. But yeah, finally out. Like I said, passed away in 2016, and money raised from the CD And from the sales of they have T-shirts and mugs and all this other stuff for sale with the Combat Faith logo and the cover art and whatnot. All goes to his widow, which is very cool.
That is very cool.
Yeah, I thought it was cool. So if anybody's interested in picking up this CD, it's you can go to nolifetillmetalrecords.com or roxrecords.com and it'll get you there.
I am going to hang with you guys as long as I can, but the cough is creeping in. So I'm not if I come back muted, just give me the because I'm going to mute myself quite a bit probably. So let's talk about episode 100 real quick, and then I'll start off the topics for today. So we're going to do something different for episode 100. As John said, and that's not going to be next week. That's not going to be on July 6th. We're not going to have a show on July 6th. So we want to promote ahead to July 13th when we do episode 100, which is a cool milestone for all of us here on the show. And we're going to just recap the show. We're going to talk about how we all know each other, how we got together. But that's not the best part because we are boring jackasses, but we want to hear from you. So Monkey Butt has talked us into doing something. I shouldn't say that. He's not having to talk us into it, but it took a little convincing for me because I'm nervous about how smoothly I'll be able to handle this. But we want you to ask us anything about the show, about what we're into, about Carcass's gardening, whatever you want to bring up. We want to talk to you. So what Monkey Butt is going to do is if you want to get in line, he can message you. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to happen. In fact, Monkey Butt, if you want to hop on real quick and we'll explain this. But what Monkey Butt's going to do is he's going to send you the link via Messenger or whatever, the same link that we use to get on the show. He'll send that to you. You could pop on, talk to us, ask us your question. And then when we start answering the question, he's going to pop you off. And then we're just going to keep the show going like that. So it'll actually be live with you. So get your questions ready for us on July 13th for episode 100. We could be here all night. Tell us how that's going to work, Monkey Butt.
So I think the simple thing to say is you almost had it right. What I'm going to end up doing is when the show goes live and you guys are doing your spiel to begin with, we will raise the question. If you have a question, please put in the comments, and we're going to ask them to put the question out there with the question mark. When I see there's a question mark, I'm going to send the fans a direct link to be able to get into the back room, which we call that the green room, the digital green room. And then I will put you in there, and one by one, the guys will you get the ask the question to the guys. You'll be brought on back here, just like right here with me in this square, and you'll ask the guys a question. They'll answer, and then you're out, and we'll go to the next question. And here's the cool thing.
What? No, yeah, nothing.
You guys are going to get asked some really weird questions. So there's probably going to be. It always happens. There's one guy that's going to come in the bunch, and he's going to ask the most stupidest, idiotic question in the world. So,
and we're going to answer it.
You're probably going to answer it, yeah. So I've had this happen on another show where a guy came on, and it's supposed to be about mortgage, and it's supposed to be about the home refinancing industry. And the guy comes on there and goes, "You guys need to have a better setup of clothes. You guys need to wear something a little bit different." And the hosts were all like, "What?" And he was like serious. He's like, "Yeah, you guys look like you're just like a bunch of stumps sitting there at the thing. You don't really. It's like you're not engaging anybody." Click. He gone. So they were like, "How are you supposed to answer that?" So
this is going to be funny, and maybe somebody will ask if Carcass really said multi-pussy or not.
I did not say that.
So John, I have a question for you. How do you garden?
I garden every day. See these hands? I'm in the landscape business, bro.
Awesome.
Make stuff happen.
Yeah, it'll be really good. But I will actually, when we get ready to launch the show ahead of time, we will put that in the details so that people understand what's going to happen. It's going to be very easy for you guys. But for all the fans, I've been asking Rob this probably since episode 55, 65, somewhere. We've been talking about this for a while.
Yep.
And I think it was 75 we were getting ready to do it because it was kind of like a monumental, I don't know, just an inspirational type of show. They were like, hey, we're coming to 75. And it didn't happen. And Rob's been scared. But they finally shook him up a little bit and said, dude, this is episode 100. It only happens one time.
Yeah.
So it's for the fans. So here you go on July 13th.
If it goes well and you're nice to the carcass, because he's very sensitive.
Oh, yes, I'm so sensitive.
He's super sensitive. So
he is really
cool. Well, thanks, Monkey Butt, for helping out with that. But that's coming up on July 13th for episode 100. We're going to get you guys live on here with us, and we can see your ugly mugs so that you're not just looking at ours. So let's get down to the topic. And if I have to pop off the microphone, I will. First off, we lost a good one a couple of days ago. Now, a lot of DFW people know who this is. Well, a lot of people worldwide, because he did sing for Skid Row for 16 years. But this is a local Dallas favorite. The great Johnny Solinger passed away. Complications due to liver failure, I believe. But I'll tell you, I met the man one time. By all accounts, he is a great cat, according to what I've been reading on Facebook for the last couple of days, and condolences to his lovely wife. But I met Johnny one time, and this happened. So I'm walking in to the State Fair Coliseum over in Fair Park in East Dallas to go see Pantera open for anybody? Skid Row.
Whoa.
This would have been on the Slave to the Grind tour. And Johnny is inside the front entrance, and he's got a manila envelope filled with these. There were 100 of them in there. And he has got a Sharpie in hand, and anybody that would slow down, he is signing pictures. And he's just signing a picture. Here you go. Hey, check out my band Solinger, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes that comes off as pushy and weird, but he was so funny and nice about it. So we got to talking. And I told him that I had heard their EP on Z-Rock. And he did not have any with him, but I'd heard the songs on Z-Rock. And so that's why he wrote, "Keep Z-Rockin', I need the cash." And gave there was a Solinger hotline you could call back in the day. And then he was funny. He had written so much, he was like signing his name, and then he's just like, just whatever, just being funny. Well, so I've had this for, 30 years now, I guess. And so I posted it on Facebook when I heard that he passed. But in the meantime, I can't find the disc anywhere. And the local place to get it, that they advertised it on Z-Rock, was a place called the Gas Pipe, which was the local chain of head shops. You could get your smoking accessories and your blacklight posters and your music and all that shit, at the Gas Pipe. So I went to half a dozen locations around Dallas-Fort Worth, and I could not find the disc. So I called Z-Rock to say, hey, man, I can't find this anywhere. Where can I get it? Been all over town. Mad Max Hammer answers the phone. Hey, man, looking for this disc, blah, blah, blah. He says, if you'll meet me on so-and-so day, next week, I'll give you a copy of the CD. All right, cool. So I left after work. I was in the Air Force station in Fort Worth at the time. So I left after work, picked up my buddy Dean Slay, and we headed over to the Z-Rock headquarters over at 635 in Central Expressway. And out walks Mad Max Hammer, and he hands me a copy of the Solinger CD. Now, the copy that he gave me that day was signed by Johnny. And I regret to say that I let that one go. But I've since replaced it. I also picked this up signed by Johnny and somebody. And I got this from the late, great Bill Weisner at Bill's Records and Tapes just 2 or 3 years ago. So that's my Solinger story. That's my little Solinger collection. I've got a couple other copies of this over there. But I only met him for a minute that one time. He was super, super nice to me and by all accounts, a great guy. But should I answer this? Yeah, you want me to take a phone call from my son live on the air?
Sure. Go ahead.
Hang on. This will be great. Production value. Hey, I'm live doing my YouTube show. What's up?
Oh, hey. Call me back when you're done with that stuff.
Okay, bye. I thought it would be funnier than that, but
Isn't it great when people know exactly what you're doing?
that's right. So, yeah, Johnny Solinger, great guy. Proud of the stuff that I have. He was super funny and nice, and I'm making the same point over and over. But yeah, our condolences again. What did you guys have any interaction at all, or did you know him? Because this his solo stuff, I'm way more familiar than the stuff he did in Skid Row. I've seen lots of video of him singing some of the classic Skid Row songs, but I'm embarrassingly unfamiliar with the stuff that he sang on album wise, even though I've got a couple of their albums. I've got Thick Skin and one of the United Rebellion. I've got one of them, but I'm terribly unfamiliar with it. What's your take?
I've never, I mean, following in the footsteps of Sebastian Bach has got to be a little daunting. But you know, they went on to do a couple records and tour, and so I'm guessing he was serviceable. I didn't know that much about the guy. I'd heard about him, and you know, I was in Houston, so I wasn't too familiar with the DFW scene at the time. And you know, I got up here about 12 years ago, and I was into the heavier, the more thrash and stuff like that, because you know, but I didn't know. I knew of him, but I didn't know that much about him, other than, I mean, he followed Sebastian Bach and must have been okay, because for someone to choose someone to replace that guy, I mean, you got to be saying something. So anyway.
Right. Even Sebastian had nice things to say. You know, he was very nice in his post, you know, about Johnny's passing too, which I thought was classy and cool.
Some of our guys are saying, some of our listeners our viewers are saying, like Alvaro Rodrigo Villatoro said, I knew him. He was a great guy. And I mean, there you go. He seems like a nice enough guy. I think it's kind of funny that he would be he would be standing there with a manila folder full of photos ready to sign. That almost sounds George Call in a kind of way, because George, you know, was outgoing like that too. And maybe that's what you had to do in the scene in Dallas to get noticed. I mean, maybe you just had to be a little bit more forward than the average guy. And if you're nice, I mean, like you said, people are going to pay attention.
How did I not ever think of Carmel John?
I have no idea, but this thing has taken a whole.
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh!
Fraser Dawson had posted something on Facebook that said caucus, like so David Rivera, being funny, and he is a funny guy at times, and a heck of a guitar player, by the way. I just listened to the new Apocalyptic tracks, by the way, David. 2 thumbs up with the new direction. I like it. But anyway, now he's joined the fracas with Circus John, Caracas John, Car Crash John,
Kraken.
I mean,
Crocus John is one of my favorites.
Crocus.
My favorite is Circus.
Yeah, it's now see what's in a name? Well, I guess a lot of things, evidently. But I did not, David Rivera, I'm telling you, I did not say that.
Scott,
anyway,
did it happen?
Scott just went ahead and just blew the doors off of it and said yes, but I just can't see myself saying that.
Well, Alvaro, I will check out Thick Skin and the EPs. I've got one of the EPs, so I'll definitely check those out. I know I've heard them before, but I will give those another spin. I'm catching up on a couple of comments right here. Atrophy t-shirt, badass. Thank you. I got that in the Metalhead box, by the way. And then let me run through some more of these comments, Scott.
Baron Von Headbanger wants to know if there's a booze card in the green room.
I was just about to read that. Yeah. Black Sabbath Born Again, they found the Masters. I am all about that. I can't be more into that. Great show. Enjoy being here. Thank you, Grego. Thanks, you guys rock. I'm on the road right now. Check you guys out July 13th. Can't wait to have a good 4th of July. Just bought me some records. Baron Von Headbanger, yes. You'll have to talk to Monkey Butt about the booze cart. Potato Fry was at the bottle throwing incident with Skid Row in Springfield. Ouch.
We'll let Monkey Butt know that you want no green M&Ms inside of your bowl of M&Ms.
That's right. Saw Bach open for Twisted Sister reunion. Gary says, hi, kids. Hello. Awesome. So, Scott, what did you know, if anything, about Johnny? Did you ever run into him on the road or anything?
Never got to meet him. Don't know anything about him other than I've seen him live several times. Skid Row was touring with Ted Nugent and Kiss on at least one, if not two tours. On the, I believe it was probably the farewell tour, which I saw Kiss on like 3 times. So I saw Ted Nugent and Skid Row obviously as well. So yeah, they were great, and he was good. My son was a young teenager at the time, and he was kind of blown away. He actually became a Skid Row fan just by seeing him live. Didn't know who they were before that. He was a big Kiss fan, but Skid Row was fantastic. And like I said, impressed my teenage son enough that he went out and started buying their CDs after that. So
that's cool. And you said you did see him with Johnny?
Yes, that's with Johnny.
Oh, okay.
That would have been in who had to be what 2000?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, Johnny was with them for a long time. I mean, when was it?
16 years, I think.
Something like that, yeah. Because I mean, Thick Skin came out in what, 2003?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not going to do the production value. It's right around the corner, but.
And 2003, and then the EPs came out in like 2013 or 14, I think, or something like that. So.
So that's our take. That's our take on Johnny. I'm glad that you got lucky enough to see him. I didn't see him through any of those tours. I don't know. Maybe I was in my dark period. Who knows? But I don't know what I was doing.
Listening to Bang Tango?
My techno period. That's right. Yes, Greg, Rip, Solinger. Hey, by the way, if you want to hear a killer tribute to Johnny, go to knon.org and check out our friend Greg Spicoli and their tribute that they did. That link is on their site. You can listen to the show for another few days, I think, or a couple of weeks. I'm not sure, but knon.org, they did quite a nice tribute to Johnny on Sunday night. Now, let's switch over. Prove it, Robin. Robin says we're wearing the same shirt. I believe you. Okay. Enough distraction. We're going to get on to the actual topic of the show. Is metal not only back, but back to normal? I'll go first. I went and saw my first real concert in, a year and a half since COVID. I saw Kix at Gas Monkey Bar and Grill a couple weeks ago. There was not a mask in sight. The band was on fire. The place was absolutely packed. And I was stoked that they came through town. I was stoked that they were willing to tour. And my email box is completely bombarded with tour announcements. So my quick answer is yes. But what do you guys think?
Yeah, absolutely. Look at some of the tours that are coming up. I mean, you got a lot of them are rescheduled tours too. Look at the Megadeth and Lamb of God tour that's going on right now. And then there's the actually, what was that one called? The Bay Area Strikes Back tour. What, Testament, Exodus, and Death Angel?
Yep.
Kiss has redone their End of the Road tour, which I believe that one happens, but they've restarted that one. Priest is touring with
Sabaton.
Oh, Sabaton. Right. Why was I thinking Shadow's Fall? Oh, Shadow's Fall doing their own tour. That's probably why.
Right. They're with our friends from Unearth and Sworn Enemy and somebody else. It's a stacked bill. I mean, for that kind of music, but and I mean, when events like Psycho Vegas is back up and running, and that's a huge. I think that's now a 4-day event instead of 3.
Yep.
Everyone from Emperor down, Cannibal Corpse, Exodus, Mayhem, Repulsion, Pig Destroyer, our local heroes, Mothership, are back to playing their regular slot there. Creeping Death, also from here in Dallas area. John 5 just announced an extensive tour. Even the Europeans are jumping in. Dynamo's back up and running. Freak Valley, Soulfly, who I have a new appreciation for. Speaking of Soulfly, my daughter's car. My daughter comes and goes and is with me a couple weeks out of the year every now and then, and she left her car here. Well, her car's got bombarded with hail, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I drove the car. We got it fixed and got a new window in it because it broke out. But anyway, this was in the player. Sepultura, Kairos. And, this is, talk about a tale of two bands. We've talked about it. This thing is really good.
Yeah, it is. It's a good album.
Killer riffs. I guess Andres Kisser. No offense to Max Cavalera, he's a great frontman. I love him, but Andres Kisser writes some killer riffs, and I think Derek Green is a serviceable replacement for Max. But and that's what triggered from the Soulfly thing. But they've announced a huge tour also. But and how about Cage? Cage is touring with the likes of Igniter, the Scourge. If you ask me, as long as they go through with the tours, I think metal's back on track.
Hell's Heroes, by the way.
Oh, Hell's Heroes, yeah, and we could go on and on about that. Even Violence, the greatness of Violence. They have a new EP coming out. I think they got signed to Metal Blade. But they're touring with Repulsion. There's a giant mass destruction fest in Atlanta that features Violence, Repulsion, Nuclear Assault. Gee whiz, it sounds like here we are again, back at it, which is fine with me because, I'm tired of staring at four walls and watching everyone with a mask on. It's like time to see our friends and get back to living again.
I agree. Now, the thing that COVID did for me was it let me have time to discover a bunch of new music because I worked from home a lot, and man, I had time to check out bands like crazy. Like for the radio show, the Metal Rob show that I do on Deep Dallas Radio, it's it was just open season. I took the time to email all these labels, and they were sending me promo stuff to play on the show, which was awesome. So I found out about tons and tons and tons of bands. But like you, discovering new bands is great, but seeing bands live in concert is even better. And my last real show, I believe you and I were at together, was the Overkill tour.
And
then a few days later, it was all done and everything was shut down. And I've been talking to Rob DeLuca from UFO and Sebastian Bach's band and Spread Eagle, and it looks like they are coming through with Sebastian, hopefully, on October 6th at Gas Monkey. So that'll be cool to see Rob and catch up with those guys. But yeah, man, it looks like it's happening. And I don't know how it is in New Mexico, Scott, but here, man, it is wide open. And I'd be interested to know where it is. Wherever you're watching from, let us know. Is everything completely back open? Because here, man, it is 90+% mask free and everybody's doing their business. And
they dropped the mask mandate here for the most part. You have to have, they say you have to have the vaccination to drop the mask, but as of July 1st, they're dropping everything. So it's all back to normal on July 1st, which is Thursday. So tons of shows scheduled coming through. I just saw Flotsam and Jetsam are playing in a small club here in town. That thrash show with Death Angel and Testament, and that's coming through and playing at a small club here in town. So yeah, it's coming back.
So Let me catch up on some comments real quick.
Yeah, somebody had asked about the Hell's Heroes lineup, so I'll just do a brief rundown. How about Dark Angel? There, I'm done. I'm there. Candlemass, Riot, Cirith Ungol, Eternal Champion, Satan, Whiplash, Enforcer, Medieval Steel, Haunt, Screamer, Night Demon. I mean, Bewitcher. Good grief! And I'm only halfway through the list. I mean, it's pretty astounding that they're gonna. And I hope it goes through because man, I think now it's. Yes, I have Gary. There you go. So. Good grief, man. You know, even when Max Sabbath announces a world tour with our buddies from right here in DFW with Speed Dealer is going to support them. And
Max Sabbath.
Yeah. So, hey, that's a sign of the apocalypse or a sign that things are getting back to normal. One of the two, or maybe both.
Well, now, what did he say? He said, oh, man, when Pig Destroyer is touring, everything is back to normal.
Darn right.
So Gary says lockdown equals lots of bands recorded new music and great music, but I miss live music.
True.
It's open, but no one ever comes here anyway. I don't know where that is. Baron Von Headbanger, where are you?
Dork Angel. What's up, Fraser Dawn with the Dork Angel comment?
I don't know.
I think that's his clone band, and he's the lead singer. So that would fit, I think. Since I'm Caucus John, and he sounds like he's from Boston, and he's gonna go park his car over there.
Still have masks in Massachusetts.
Wide open in Ohio. Oh yeah, Ohio just announced a huge metal fest out in the woods somewhere. Anyway, I want you
this weekend too.
Yep. So, like someone said, a lot of bands recording. Violence has a new EP coming out. Our local technical black metal dudes, or technical black death metal, whatever hybrid, Asylum has a huge stack show with Cathexis from Austin, Texas, and some other killer bands playing live for a CD release party. That Devourment, what is that? I can't remember what it is. It's on the weekend of the 20th or the 21st. Brutal death metal thing. I mean, we got a lot of stuff happening in Texas, of course. Usually we're the first on liberty and freedom and doing things our way anyway, without a lot of politics. But anyway, anybody who wants to come down, we got plenty of room. No one sleeps on the floor unless they want to.
That's right. Well, I think it is back to normal. This is going to be a fairly short topic, but I'm glad to see everything open back up because like when we had Rob on the show right at the beginning of COVID, Rob DeLuca, he was talking about how serious it was and how it was just crippling these bands and their way to make a living, which is completely understandable. And so I am glad personally that these guys are able to get back out there and make a decent living, doing what they do. And so my hat's off to those guys. And what I would say to everybody watching is get your ass to the merch table. Man, I mean, yeah, the venue pays them and all that good stuff, but man, the best thing
Sometimes, yeah, I was gonna say that doesn't always happen, but yeah, buy their stuff, support them. That's how you support them, man. That's how they put gas in the truck for the next ride.
If you want to put that money directly in their pocket, about as other than just handing them a $20 bill straight into their hand, buy the merch, buy all the merch, get one of everything, which is what I do sometimes.
Sometimes
I've seen it happen. He's telling the truth.
Yes, you have.
Hell's Headbangers. Down the line, up the line, back the line.
A stack of discs like
and
that.
He's like walking out to his car like this.
Yes, I did. Well, boys, maybe a quick episode today. Anybody got anything else?
No, I'm excited for episode 100. We'll see what people have to say. That's going to be cool. Look forward to hearing some stories about before I was on the show that I didn't hear.
Yeah, so to recap that, not next week on the 6th. We are out next week. I'm going to be out in New Mexico, and we're going to be kind of scattered. So we're not doing a show next week. And on July 13th, episode 100, we are going to recap the show from the beginning, and we are going to talk about guests and situations and whether Carcass said multipussy. And we are going to meet some of you live on camera to ask us questions. And I think it'll be funny. I think we'll have a great time. And so we look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks on July 13th for the epic episode 100 of the Metal Round.
Absolutely. Hey, Headbanging Zulu, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Steve.
Oh, let me brush up the comments before we head out here.
Can't wait for
I'm so
100.
sorry about the allergies, man.
And he said, Headbanging Zulu said in the UK you have to wait till the 19th before they even know if gigs are allowed yet.
Oh, wow.
Well, come on to Texas, Headbanger
Stone
Zulu,
says
UK.
Hell's Heroes is going to be sick. Absolutely.
Yep.
Guar. Let's see. Get over to the YouTube. Hey,
I heard the new Sticks is good, Gary. I haven't heard it yet.
Feel bad for all the bands. What's up, Cassette Mayhem? Just got the Halloween. Always buy merch from every show. Cassette Mayhem Dan. And don't buy fake merch on Facebook. Frazier can't spell Halloween.
Or from the parking lot.
He spelled Halloween and Hellween, so I'm not sure if he means Halloween or Halloween. Come on, Frazier. He means Halloween. I saw him posting about it, but I got to kick him in the nuts, right? No sleep till Hammersmith. The new stick. Oh, Gary says the new Sticks is pretty great. Have you guys heard that? I've not heard it. I know,
but I keep hearing everybody saying it's very good. It's just not a band that I usually run to check out immediately, but everybody's saying it's really good.
Nice.
I still think they're a pertinent band. I mean, they're good. Sticks is
everybody's
great.
saying it's really proggy. You know, it's not poppy. It's more prog rock.
Good. That's what they were when they're on Wood and Nickel back in the day. Those first 3 records are very proggy.
Awesome. Got
anyway,
demos of Possessed.
Thanks, Gary. Yeah, this is a cool shirt. Angel.
Man, what a greatest logo in rock and roll.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, hey, we're under an hour. Monkey Butt is probably stoked.
Let's just line them up for the 100th episode. Line them up. Let's go.
Yes. We want to say thank you so much to everybody that keeps watching, and we do try to check all the messages and everything. I don't get all of them responded to, but thanks again for the goodies, guys. I appreciate it very much, and I will pass it around and share it with the guys. And for episode 99, I'm Metal Rob, along with the great Carcass John and Scott Cool Still Waters. So until episode 100, metal
will prevail.